I noticed the suitcases before I noticed his face. Two scuffed hard shells. Budget brand. The kind you buy when you don't expect to come back. My grandson was asleep against his chest, mouth open, trusting the world in a way adults forget how to do. I stood behind a tree and watched for a moment, letting the picture bruise me properly. I walked up slow. "Why aren't you at my company?" I asked. He didn't look surprised to see me. That hurt more than anything. "I got fired," he said. Flat. Embarrassed. "My father-in-law said we're not good enough." I smiled. Not because it was funny, because the game had finally shown its hand. "Get in the car," I said. He didn't know who'd been paying his father-in-law all these years. He didn't know the money never stopped flowing. He didn't know I never let go of leverage. Betrayal doesn't arrive loud. It shows up as paperwork, as meetings you're no longer invited to, as a tone shift. I helped build that company. I didn't put my name on the building, but my capital bought the land it stood on. My contacts staffed it. My quiet guarantees kept the banks friendly when the numbers didn't. My son married into the board. I thought it was stability. Family. I was wrong. His father-in-law, polished, legacy surname. Boardroom predator. Never liked that my money came without a spotlight. Men like him trust titles more than truths. He smiled at me like I was a wallet with opinions. Then came the whispers. Restructuring. Fresh leadership. You're outdated. The last conversation happened on a Thursday night. Glass walls. City lights. You're outdated. "We're done here," the CEO hissed. I replied quietly, understood. That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights that I didn't. Discover the betrayal all at once. It leaked. A delayed dividend. An unexplained audit. My son's name quietly removed from a project he'd led for 3 years. So I stopped confronting. I started collecting. Emails forwarded to a private server. Board minutes with informal decisions that violated bylaws. A shell consultancy siphoning fees. Owned by my son's father-in-laws. Brother-in-law. Sloppy. Arrogant. I moved my assets the way surgeons move hands. Slowly. Invisibly. The trust, established 20 years ago, boring on paper, wasn't just for retirement. It was a voting vehicle. Quietly accumulating. Patient. By the time they stopped inviting me to meetings, I owned 76% of the shares. They thought I was fading. I was consolidating. Revenge isn't rage. Rage makes mistakes. Revenge is administration. I waited until my son was fired. Until the insult was complete. Until the suitcases appeared. Then I made one call. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. The agenda was vague. Governance concerns. The room was not. Faces pale. Coffee untouched. Lawyers whispering in corners. The CEO tried to control the room. He failed. The trust's representative spoke first. Calm. Neutral. Lethal. By majority vote. We're exercising our rights to restructure. Executive leadership effective immediately. Silence. Then chaos. Someone asked the wrong question. Who authorized this? The right question came seconds later. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? All eyes turned to me that I didn't gloat. I never do. I laid out the findings. The conflicts of interest. The embezzled fees. The falsified minutes. Each slide clean. Each fact undeniable. The father-in-law tried to interrupt. I raised one finger. He stopped. I looked at him for the first time without history. Without politeness. "You built your power assuming I wouldn't check," I said. "That was your mistake." The CEO was escorted out before lunch. The father-in-law resigned by evening. Personal reasons. The market reacted positively. It always does when parasites are removed. I picked my son up from the park the next day. He sat in the passenger seat, confused, ashamed, waiting for the lecture. There wasn't one. "You weren't fired because you weren't good enough," I said. "You were fired because you were inconvenient." He didn't ask questions. He finally understood who I was. I hired him back, not as a favor, as restitution. Different division. Full authority. No borrowed power. That night, I watched my grandson sleep in a real bed. No suitcases nearby. People think revenge is about watching someone fall. It isn't. It's about restoring order. About reminding predators that some prey keeps records. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't threaten. I let structure do the talking. They called me outdated. They were right. I was built in an era where you planned 3 moves ahead and never announced the last one.